Mercedes-Benz Virtual Expo, welcoming you to an enchanting session where fashion, health, culture, luxury travel, and performance are utterly inspiring. Meet Mercedes Talks.
Hi Patrick, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Hesse?
Been long time.
Long time.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining Meet Mercedes Talks with the Editors Club Indonesia.
Thank you for having me.
Pada kesempatan kali ini kita akan mengangkat topik mengenai creative fashion. Patrick, Owen. Oke, baik. Kita langsung ke pertanyaan yang pertama. Patrick sudah berkecimpung di dunia fashion Indonesia for around 8 years, dari tahun 2012 ya. Bisa diceritain nggak perubahan apa yang terasa di bisnis Patrick Owen ini, atau mungkin di dunia fashion? Apa bedanya 2012 sama dunia fashion hari ini?
So, it has been 8 years. I think it's a good time to talk about it. I think fashion has been not just in Indonesia but in the whole world. It has been the changes has been rather monotone, but what really mattered was how I took this 8 years of time to reflect on myself and my work, and to evolve myself and my work, and to allow it to influence me or defluence me. So it's a lot about the process of maturing for myself, my work. What mattered back then might be important to me, really a lot back then, but now it seems to be not so relevant, and vice versa.
Oke. Tentu seorang Patrick Owen-nya pun beradaptasi, evolving juga dalam proses perjalanan karir itu. Apa atau bagaimana dirinya Patrick itu beradaptasi terhadap perubahan, dan bagaimana itu mempengaruhi karyanya Patrick?
As a fashion designer, and I think that speaks for all. That also speaks for all creative individuals. Evolving and adaptation, it's inevitable, and we got to address this question somehow, now or later. It's something that conflicted with a lot of things, especially when we're talking about our ideas. Are we supposed to adapt to change the current situation and be relevant, or stick to our own DNA and speak our own voice? There's no right or wrong answer for that, and no one has a monopoly of knowledge on this. You can't say that it's right, or you can't say that it's wrong. But what matters and what is important is that what is your voice? What is
True
right
self?
for you?
What is right for you?
What is important for you? And take that voice and elevate it and communicate it to your audience, because ultimately that will it speaks a lot about yourself, and your audience would know that, and we need to be truthful about it. If you want to go commercial, then there's no wrong about that. If you want to be idealistic, there's no right about that as well. There's no complete 100% wrong or right. So yeah, and I'm not asking you to take a right balance, but what is the right direction for you yourself?
Oke. Saat ini bisa dibilang masa yang penuh tantangan. Bagaimana Anda melihat kaitannya antara creativity dan tantangan itu sendiri?
fashion is always about aesthetic, and it will always be about aesthetic. But that's why fashion is always being put in a very superficial context or level, and being overlooked by a lot of industries. But when it is being put in the right context, then that's a different story. Fashion could influence a lot of other industries. Fashion could spread a lot of positivities. Fashion could also talks about a lot of perspective, ideas that is very intellectual. I guess when we put fashion in a stage that is only about aesthetic, that's not fair, and it's more than that. So if for instance, I had a campaign, Patrick Owen Quarantine Diary. We had, the most wonderful support from editor-in-chiefs, from high-end magazines, and we also have celebrity friends, and my team.
Ya, itu adalah bukti nyata ya, tantangan yang menjadi kreativitas yang baik.
Exactly.
Your latest campaign.
At a difficult time like this, everyone come together, and we did a campaign together in a short period of time. Those are the people whom I call family, who supported me. And also, it was for a cause. So it's not just about clothing. It's not just about clothing that adorn a woman or man, but about the whole campaign is all about raising funds to flatten down the curve of COVID. So when it's being put into a right context, then challenges would become relevancy, and challenges would become opportunities. And I think fashion can be looked into that perspective as well.
Saya juga melihat belakangan ini, beberapa tahun terakhir, dunia fashion memiliki banyak sekali homework. Kita menjadi lebih dilihat untuk isu-isu seperti environment, sustainability, diversity, inclusivity. Bagaimana Anda menanggapi fenomena tersebut?
I think few years back, we keep talking about digitalization, and we talk about how it is important and we should shift into digitals, but we talk a lot, and we didn't really mean it. And at a time like this, when digital is the only enabler for communications, then it sort of fast forward the process of digitalization to 5 years in the future, because that's the only means, the only tool of communication, and it forces everyone to do so. And everyone was panicking on shifting from physical events, physical activities into something digital, and we are still not used to it. So, and another phenomena that happened this year as well was the whole issue of Black Lives Matters, and it took someone's life to actually force us to talk about diversity again. My wish is for fashion industry to collectively work together, collectively address sustainability issues, inclusivity issues, and environmental issues, and all kinds of issues together, and not being put in such a position where we are being forced to change, but rather we're willing to change and speed it up together.
Jika Anda diberi kesempatan to time travel untuk ke masa lampau ya, dan bertemu dengan desainer legendaris, siapa yang ingin Anda temui dan kenapa?
I would run to Elsa Schiaparelli because she is bold. She had her own voice at the era that was literally impossible for women to do so. She collaborated with artists whom I love and also adore, like Salvador Dali. And I mean, come on, she was the one who's responsible to put a woman from shorts to a skirt on a tennis court. And her voice was strong and still resonate now.
I went to the last presentation in Paris.
Nice.
And I literally cried. So touching, it was so touching. Now, if you were a Mercedes-Benz, which car would you be and why?
I am a big fan of G-Wagon, particularly AMG G63, because it's simply stronger than time.
Okay. My one last question. I can see that you are a very passionate person and you just don't stop. So what's next for you?
At the moment, the number one priority for us is to ensure that our team, our atelier, stay afloat, and also everyone is safe because they are my family. Our number two priority is to engage with our audience and to come out with the next campaign that is inspiring and also relevant to people who are staying at home now, and creating a collection that is slimmer and more curated so that it's relevant for them, it's truthful for them, and it is relevant not just for now but after this whole pandemic as well.
Sukses selalu. Once again, thank you so much Patrick Owen for joining Meet Mercedes Talks with the Editors Club.
Thank you so much.